Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and this time we are going to learn how to repair a toaster oven of the Mave brand. This is a small one with 2 knobs that also applies to 3 or 4 knobs. Remember that if you like my content, like, comment, share, subscribe. In the description is on Facebook where you can contact me for more in-depth details. There is a WhatsApp, but that WhatsApp I do not answer. It is only for the sale of spare parts and to request a technical service, so I cannot answer you, but by the face yes. Do you want to support me by subscribing, becoming a member, or a donation? Everything is in the description. And well, to disassemble this type of hornitos, only in the back it brings, because about 5 or 6 screws are removed, all in the back. Always remember to put a magnet or some base so that you do not lose the screws, as it is pure sheet. These hornitos will usually always be swept or the screws will not come out, but you have to be patient pushing the sheet base inwards so that you can take it out and the failure will go away. Commenting on the main failures of these ovens, since this is a very simple failure at most. The safest thing that is damaged are the thermals. They have some thermals which depends on the brand is the temperature they handle, but almost always they are the ones that are damaged in the second instance. What is damaged are the platinums. The platinum is the one that regulates the temperature of the oven, and the damper is also damaged. What is almost never damaged, or at least I, who repair a lot of appliances and have never had it almost damaged, is the timer or the one of time. I have repaired quite a few, and practically only one I have changed from the brand. I think it is Kitchen, the one I have changed, but it is practically not damaged. Also from below, remember that it has screws. All this type of oven brings a lot of screw when disassembling. This is very easy. There are some that bring apart from the screws, some staples quite complicated to remove that you even hurt your fingers, so just be careful when you disassemble if you want to advance it forward. Now more this when the repair begins. Go ahead, but right now I am going to give you several tips for when you repair the dampers. The dampers, remember that when changing one it always has to be a temperature damper, because if you do not put one that is for temperature it will be damaged quite easily, so always remember that too. Clean it. This oven is not necessary to clean it since it is very clean, since we removed the bases from the bottom. Look, let's flip it. We remove here one that had been stuck, as I tell you. This one is swept. To remove it, you just have to push the grey base and that makes it go. Coming out of the screw, well, since we removed it, check how the lid is going to come out. If already disassembled, a microwave practically comes out the same. It is lifted by the edges and pulled to the back. See, as you can see, you can give it a little tap and there it is. Be careful because the blades then come very sharp in this type of ovens, and as we can see, this is a fairly simple failure that brings that. What is the main thing about these little ones, and almost always, is that the terminals heat up. When heated it loosens and the terminal practically comes loose. I don't know why, but it is always this one that goes from the platinum. The closest cable is almost always this one, so what are we going to do? Just connect it, but I recommend you change the terminal for one that has insurance for what to prevent it from coming out even if it is loose. Come out. You can also solder them and everything, but changing the terminal they look pretty good, so there's no reason why starting to solder and overheat. Everything is quite cheap. You can repair it from your home. The terminals cost you about 10 terminals. For $1, then they are very inexpensive. As you can see, it sparkled a little bit because it is energized, just to be tested, and you have to check all the other terminals here. What we are going to do is sand it well, sand the platinum and practically do a complete service. The platinums you can also use a sandpaper from 2000 to prevent it from having trash, and that many. Well, only one person commented to me what the redundancy in the comments is that sandpaper is not used on the platinums. Well, he must think that I am using a super thick sandpaper. You are not practically to polish that because you wear the platinum, or the points that join the platinum. Practically a sandpaper from 2000 is not going to wear you out, it is only going to polish you. So you can also do it with pure isopropyl alcohol, but if you have any kais, and now the wear of the spark does not A polish with sandpaper is going to be better for you, and here as we can see, well, it's a little more detailed. Let's see what the terminal is, and here we have it. Look, it's already quite overheated. If you already noticed, it's very overheated. Then what we are going to do is change it, as I tell you are quite economical, and to change it then it is only cut joins the other one and that's it. Or you can do this, just press tighten well and that will make it grip this terminal again, but even so when it is heats that material, it is detempered again and it bends and comes off easily, so I recommend you better change the terminal. Remember that you can also support me by following me on Facebook. We also handle spare parts by Mercado Libre, so any little thing you want for spare parts and everything, we can also do it for you. If you are from the city, then I can handle it for you at a more affordable price, since we can probably send it to you, since by Mercado Libre, commission after commission is charged, then more taxes and more, everything leaves you very little and they have to raise some costs. And well, look, just to change the terminals, remember that the terminals, the best terminals, are those that are made of brass, because if you buy the copper ones, those terminals are useless, those heat up very easily and the same thing will happen then only you peel what is 1/4 of a centimeter in rust. Well, remember that the one, if you look at it, brings us to press from two sides. One, the center part must grab the cable and the back part has to grab the plastic of the cable as well. If do you have questions or doubts about or any comment on a video that you want me to upload, you can also leave it in the comments. As I say, I always try to always answer everything, but there are times that no, I don't see all the comments, so well, just have my patience, since there are many comments that come to me a day and I can't answer all of them, and that's it. The terminal is ready, then it's just put it, fold it down so that bend down so that it reaches the cable practically. There it is, we have that practically reached the cable, and there I am moving it, but I am not pressing. If you press too much the terminal will spoil, then I do not recommend that. The one that the Pichara is a lot, I am just driving so that it looks good, and as we can see here it is. Look, in fact, I do it forward, backward and everything, and the terminal is not released. Then all that remains is to assemble it. That assemble it is already quite easy. I am only going to tell you more or less how to put the lid on, and that's it. Check it out. All your other terminals that are not loose and almost as you removed, and remember that this little eyebrow goes inside the front part of the oven. And ready now, assemble everything and ready. Let's try it to see how it turned out. Well, ready, here we have the oven assembled. Right now I'm going to proceed to connect it, and we just have to wait for it to heat up, and that's it. Would be practically all the repair. And here it is. We are going to test it. We are going to put temperature and time on. You can see that it already turns on the indicator light that also turned on previously, but they did not heat the resistors. Now you should see then how they heat the resistors. Obviously I am not going to put my hand in it because I'm going to burn, but that's it. Look, if you can perceive, it's already started to turn red, so I'm going to bring the cell phone a little closer so that we are a little more detailed. And look, it's already over, and well, that's another home workshop repair, and I hope you liked it. So like it, comment, share, subscribe, and see you until next time. Ciao.